Welcome, everyone. Today we're exploring an excerpt from a daily devotional called Rhapsody of Realities by Pastor Chris.
Yeah, and it's a really fascinating piece of text.
It really is. So our mission today is to examine a core theological paradigm shift that the
Mm,
text presents. Basically, treating righteousness not as a human achievement, but as a completely unearned gift.
right.
So to start, I want you to imagine being handed a final exam where the only passing grade is absolute 100% perfection.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Right. But there's a catch.
Yeah.
You fundamentally lack the ability to even comprehend the subject matter. So how on earth do you pass?
Well, I mean, don't. At least not on your own.
Yeah.
Because if the passing grade is perfection, my first question is, who gets to define what perfect actually looks like? And the source establishes a very specific definition here.
Right, which is,
It defines righteousness exclusively as God's nature. It's described as his absolute rightness, fairness, and equity in judgment, meaning it's this unerring, flawless standard of what is fair and right.
wow, okay, so if righteousness is exclusively God's nature, then human effort is just entirely insufficient to reach it.
Precisely.
I mean, that feels a lot like modern hustle culture, just kind of transposed onto theology. Like you constantly feel this exhausting pressure of never being enough, always trying to optimize or, earn your worth.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it.
And the text sets up a historical version of this, right? Like God gave the law, but humanity completely failed to keep it.
Right. But the argument here isn't that the law itself was flawed. The claim is that human beings had lost the ability to fulfill it because of sin. The capacity just, wasn't there anymore.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because if humans fundamentally lack the ability to keep the law from the very start, wasn't the system kind of broken by design?
I can see why you'd say that.
Like, why demand absolute righteousness from a humanity that is entirely incapable of delivering it? It sounds like a completely rigged game.
It absolutely looks like a rigged game from the outside. I mean, if someone demands you fly but you don't have wings, they're the one being unreasonable, right?
Exactly.
But the text argues that this impossible setup is exactly what forced a complete rewrite of the rules of engagement. This dilemma just couldn't be solved by humans trying harder.
It required a totally different approach.
Exactly. It required a shift from human effort to divine impartation.
Wait, impartation. So we aren't talking about God just teaching us to be good people.
Yeah.
We're talking about a literal spiritual copy-paste of his nature into us.
Yeah, that is the core mechanism the text describes. Jesus basically comes to impart his own life and nature directly to believers.
Oh.
The source actually points to Romans chapter 5, verse 17, highlighting the abundance of grace and of the gift of righteousness.
Here's where it gets really interesting. This isn't a wage you earn, it's an inheritance.
Yes, that's a great analogy.
It's like trying to build a billion-dollar company from scratch, failing miserably, and then waking up to find out Warren Buffett legally adopted you overnight and just handed you the keys to Berkshire Hathaway.
Right, exactly.
Like the wealth is yours, but your resume had absolutely nothing to do with it. You just get it the moment you are born again into the family.
And receiving that inheritance intrinsically alters a person's psychological and spiritual reality. Because the righteousness is God's and not human-made, the text states it completely removes all that inferiority, guilt, and condemnation.
It's just gone.
Yeah, and it actually produces an organic ability to live right.
So what does this all mean for the person listening?
Mhm.
To summarize, it means the religious experience transforms from a desperate, ongoing struggle to please God into living with confidence and fellowship and, dominion.
Right. The psychology shifts from achieving to realizing. You stop seeing a mistake as evidence that you've lost your standing.
Because it's not based on your effort anyway.
Exactly. A mistake is viewed as a temporary break in character, not a loss of identity. You don't struggle to become righteous, you just live out the nature that you believe is already within you.
It completely dismantles the idea that your ultimate worth is tied to your daily performance.
It really does. It frees people from that exhausting cycle of works and guilt.
The source claims this gift entirely eliminates feelings of inferiority and condemnation before a perfect, flawless creator.
Which is a huge paradigm shift.
Absolutely. So I want to leave you with a question to ponder. If you could genuinely internalize that belief, that your ultimate worth is a permanent gift rather than something you have to prove every day, how radically would that change the way you react to the everyday judgments and expectations of the imperfect people in your life?
We trust you were blessed by this episode. To gain unlimited access to Rhapsody of Realities by Pastor Chris, please download the Rhapsody app using the link myapp.rhapsodyofrealities.org. God bless you.